Since the evolution of mankind as we know it, human beings have always been a pretentious species, with our ancestors crossing the body of water that we needed to get the resources for our survival, forever separating us from the primate species that which we call our primate cousins. In my speech, I'm going to convince you why we should continue sponsoring space programs for further, for not for the future of the United States, but for the future of America as a whole, as we know it. I've been a loving space freak since I can remember. Although I may not be a rocket engineer, the truth I'm going to share with you is simply fact. First, I'll tell you about the specific benefits of going to space. Second, I'll be rebuttaling the opposing arguments of the preceding benefits. Lastly, I'll leave with you things to think about when making your decision if you're for or against space. Benefits. Without a doubt, going to outer space creates technology that potentially wouldn't have been created otherwise. Reason being, we created challenges for ourselves to go further, to go farther than ever before. This inherently is true by NASA.gov having a whole page called spin-offs. Spin-offs are technology / accomplishments that creates an inadvertent that is created by inadvertently NASA's experiments and tasks and journeys through space. The microorgan device. This device provides a drug screening alternative to animal testing, where a small portion of human cells can be tested to see the effects of drugs prior to animal testing. So, with this device, less animal testing and animals being harmed in the process can concur. Cryofuels. This is an alternative to the expensive jet fuel. For not just for space shuttles, but for commercial planes too. Cryofuels have no carbon emission, 3 times the energy of traditional jet fuel. And cryofuels are basically liquid nitrogen contained by a blend hybrid limate, BHL for short. Cryotank. If you're still not convinced, some people would argue that it's too expensive, too much money is wasted on going and not even having a successful space launch sometimes. People say that we haven't even solved our problems here on Earth, so why should we try creating new ones for ourselves to go into outer space? Well, there's never going to be the perfect solution for everything. There's always going to be problems. But space has proved to us that it could create much more better technologies that we could have not foreseen in the future. For example, only 0.5 of the total US budget is used in NASA's experiments. Space is so incomprehensibly vast that exploring it gives us benefits that we might not even be anticipating. Space will give us resources that we need, just like our ancestors did also those years ago. To summarize, first, I told you about the benefits. Second, I told you about people's problems with NASA and space companies like that the US government supports. To leave you off with a quote from one of our dearest presidents, famous quote: "Don't ask what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." Thank you.